Hello! Today I'd like to show you the current status of the mock-ups for the Smoking Wyrm Monographs Volume 2, Number 1, Krampus Comes to Kostboderham. This, of course, is what you saw last time. So this is the mock-up with cards and everything and stuff like this. And this is the actual cardstock. It's a Cordwain red. That's going to get used on the 5x9 or 5x8 folio. This is the actual printed mock-up, and so what you see here in black will eventually be white because we'll be silk screening this on to the red. But this is a mock-up on a white cardstock printed just off my high-end photographic printer, so we can see what this is going to look like and make sure everything was in alignment and everything before I get it to the silk screening step where it costs money to make, to screw things up. Well, it's more money anyway. So this is what this looks like. You have this kind of cover. Amazingly, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can see it. Maybe not. Anyway, it has text down the line. It has Smoking Wyrm Monograph, Volume 2, Number 1. Krampus Comes to Kostboderham printed on it. And this is what the back looks like. It opens up, has the Blind Visionary Publications logo, the price tag, and the product SKU, and everything. And so this opens up, and these are mock-ups of everything, near final mock-ups of everything. And well, a final of the printed document. But you can see here the cards. We're trying to get very close to this red. I think it is very close. It needs to be maybe a little brighter, but it works pretty well. And you can see the cards set up and everything. They look pretty good. This has got all the final text on it. It's in the right place and everything. And then on the back sides, we actually have those. So that's kind of how this is set up to look. Everything looks nice. The die cut is working great. The cardstock is working nicely. It's going to be a matte finish. It won't be laminated. And then this is what the cards look like themselves. So that's that card. Just set it right there. And then there you have a deck of 31 cards here. They come with a couple different things. First of all, you have a tracker for the time that you can just sit there and put something on, like a small die or something. Here's a D4. It's a little big, but you could basically track your time through everything. I would recommend a little glass pebble. You can get those pretty easily, or a penny would work just fine. And then we have the various different types of cards. So we've got, these are sensory cue cards. This is actually a hint, another hint, area 1. So they're tied to the area. They're numbered so you can keep in order. They're tied to area, and they give you the specific text. And so sensory cue cards. Let's see if we can pull out all the area 1 ones, and I'll explain them to you. There we go. That's the next hint. Okay. So for instance, sensory cue cards 4 through 9 are all tied to area 1-1. And so when you enter area 1-1, you would have your characters make a luck check. Normally perform with a D20, and I don't seem to have one here. How am I missing my D20? Weird. That is very strange. So anyway, you would make a luck check, and if you succeeded, then you would hand these out, and people could choose them at random, right? Then they would take them and they would read them, and this would give them a piece of additional information. Now, that information may or may not be helpful to the situation at hand, and so some of them are specifically designed to be very helpful and give some inspiration, and some of them are designed to not be helpful. So what they do is they create a unique set of environment for the players. Every time you run through this scenario with different groups, people are going to choose different cards, and a different number of cards are going to get chosen, and that customizes the information that group has to work with. We also have, and you've seen this many times, the actual booklet, and that's done and ready to go. But then on the inside of this, we have instructions on how to use the folio. It talks about sensory cue cards and how we recommend they be used. It talks about adversary cards and everything. And then also talks about manicules, because the book has little timer icons. And then it also has somewhere in here a couple of manicules. Here's one, for instance, right? And so those lead you around to different areas. For instance, here is a reciprocal of that manicule. Krampus Comes to Kost-Boterham doesn't use as many manicules as some of the other products we have or will be doing. I know that, for instance, House of the Petrified Frog is probably going to have many of these, and so it's a new thing we're testing out. But all of these are design principles intended to help make your gameplay more enjoyable and more dynamic and interactive between the players and the judge. And so you can quickly organize these. You need about 15 in each of these stacks. We're right at about the limit of what we can put in one of these little cards or folios. I'll probably put the cards inside of a plastic envelope inside of there, but that creates a nice little carry case, something easy to put on your bookshelf. Everything stays together. One of the reasons why we're doing it this way is because when we did the very first Smoking Wyrm Monograph, For Whom the Bell Trolls, what I've noticed is that on Noble Knight Games, on their website, several of the card decks have come through because people didn't understand how to work with them. And so this looks like it's going to work well. If I get this to work well, I will go back to the first two Smoking Wyrm Monographs and make folios for them as well. And they'll be available sometime soon, and probably in the new year. And people who want to upgrade theirs and have a unified set of folios to keep everything organized, look on their shelf, will be able to do so. And another way to keep your cards organized and stuff. And also to keep the dirt off of your nice risograph print. So that is a Smoking Wyrm Monograph 2.1. It's coming along really nicely. I'm going to look at this over the weekend. I'm going to show it to a couple of my collaborators. We're going to, dissect it and make any last minute changes. Monday, the art will go to the silk screening place, and we'll get that set for and paid for and on its way. And then we'll make any last minute changes to the cards. There's a couple things I'm thinking about, but I haven't. I just need to look at them for a couple days, and then we'll go from there. And so once those cards are finalized, which will be early next week, they will go to printing, and we'll be printing them in-house and cutting them in-house. So I'll be working on that while I wait for the silk screen, and then as soon as I get the silk screens back, we will start working on that. And I have a couple things to build to make silk screening go faster, and so there's work to be done over the next 2 weeks to finalize this project and get it done. I expect that we'll start shipping just before Thanksgiving, and we will finish shipping like the first week of December. So people should have these in time. It's not a very long module, and you'll have the PDF even sooner. But soon you'll be able to have it and actually run it, hopefully, for Krampuslock at the end of the season for Yule. So please let me know if you do. I'd love to hear how it went. All right. Thank you very much.